Yo, so this is what 4 months without a retwist and a DIY gone wrong will do to your locks. My guy tried a hydrating mask, avocado, aloe, egg, all that. But instead of moisture, he walked out with a whole situation stuck to his head. Steam couldn't fix it. Clarifying shampoo tapped out. Bro, I did everything short of cutting this man's hair off. And that's not even the wildest part. We got buildup, a crochet injury, and a 2-year lock journey that needed a whole intervention. So let me show you what really went down. All right, first things first, we got to make sure that before I even grab any clipper, any trimmer, any scissor, anything, we got to put these locks up because I don't want to cut into any of the locks. I don't want to cut to the base, nothing. And afterwards, I got to grab my comb. Now, I'm not picky with the comb. Whatever comb works for you, just make sure that it works more so for the hair type. He has more of like a 3B type of hair. So, you know, I'm not going to have a hard time kind of running the comb through the hair. Afterwards, I grabbed the 245 clippers with the #1 guard all the way closed, and I'm debulking. Going back to the reason why I debulked first, the reason I chose to debulk first is because if you don't and you go against the grain instead of with the grain, the issue that you're going to run into is that you are going to be pushing some of that hair up, and now you're pretty much cutting blindly, and that might result in cutting into the lock base, and you don't want that. So that's why, once again, you go with the grain first. So once you come back against the grain, you know exactly what area you're cutting. Now after that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my line shapers, my skin zone makers, aka my trimmers, and I'm gonna set that 0 point high enough to where I don't have any C cups, no sideburns, no nothing. My guy Drew don't like none of that. No le gustana. So we're gonna make sure that it's completely eliminated, and I'm gonna start setting that guideline afterwards. So I'm gonna grab my 245 clippers. Well, after the shaver though, you can't forget the shaver. But after the shaver, you're gonna go ahead, open that blade all the way up and set that first anchor point. Now, when you set that first anchor point, keep in mind you're gonna get rid of that anchor point. So you close it all the way and then open it midway. And make sure though, if you ever made sure of anything while watching my videos, that you know one thing about me, and that is I do not like using brushes at all. Like, you'll never see me with a brush. Hold up. Hold up. I take that back. I do use brushes only for my wavers. So if somebody does a major chop, for example, and they need that hair laid down completely, that's different. I'm gonna have me a 360 brush and I'm gonna lay it down. But for our fade, nah, bro, we're not doing that. So due to the fact that there's ingredients stuck in the base of my guy Drew's head, I brought out the steamer. Now, if it would have been a perfect day, I would have done a ACV rinse, but I didn't have apple cider vinegar, so I had to settle for the steamer. But trust me, I really wish I did have apple cider vinegar. So I made do with what I had. I brought out some clarifying shampoo. Now with the clarifying shampoo, that's not all you use, guys. It's great to have it though, especially if you go beyond a week without shampooing your hair. You have to use it. I'm telling you, there's gonna be buildup to the point that moisturizing shampoo won't be enough. So you have to make a conscious decision of what technique you're gonna go and use when you do this, right? When you wash your hair, when you shampoo your hair, okay? So I did like a rinse and repeat about 3 times with clarifying shampoo, and that's mainly because my guy did what he did with the DIY. Once again, we're gonna get to the DIY. As a matter of fact, once we get into the DIY, I want you to bring out the pencil, the paper, some water, some snacks. We got a lot to talk about. Now, as you can see, we already finished the whole shampoo session, but this is still what's left. Look at that. My dog still had buildup in certain areas. And I'm talking about, I did my due diligence. I made sure that I shampooed everything, and still this remained. So I still came back with some shampoo, but just know this was a result of where he would always put his ponytail to keep his hair up. And it's also a huge indicator that he was not letting his hair down much at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you later how matted together his hair was, and how, it just comes to show that at the end of the day, locks is a huge responsibility. Having hair, period, long hair specifically, is a huge responsibility. But the moment you have long hair, and I'm pretty sure the ladies can attest to this, you have to put in the work regardless of the style. So you gotta think wisely. And I know life be life, and if life is life, and make some decisions with what you want to do with your hair. You might have to cut it down Halle Berry style, okay? And see, this is the moment where I knew I needed to try this damn DIY myself, because it didn't matter how many rinses and repeats I did. This man had a whole pack of aloe vera at the base. So I went ahead and took some aloe vera. I just wanted to do it in a way that was going to be able to run through the locks. And I even had titis bilong, and I made some guacamole. I know my Mexicans are not going to like how I made this guacamole. It's not really guacamole. You know how to make guacamole. But I brought out and did a whole DIY for my locks. But again, the goal was to make sure that I could do something that Drew can go back and watch, and he could say, okay, I could do this, but I don't want to leave a whole aloe leaf on my base. So now you know, Drew, I did it for you, bro. Look at that. Bien rápido, así. 1, 2, 3. Done. Looking at this now just makes me think about how far Drew has made it in his journey. Because in the beginning, he was even supposed to have more locks. But it's all very drawn out story. I don't even know if y'all want me to talk about it. All right, I'll talk about it. So around the same time, summertime, Drew had texted me. I wasn't a locksmith yet. I wasn't a loctician / partition yet. So I told him I'm not quite ready, but I know somebody that could help us. And, while I'm standing there, I was kind of seeing her technique, and, she goes counterclockwise. She's left-handed. That's all I got to say. And as she's going about the technique, I'm a little concerned, because I'm like, bro, I know how men are, and we don't like keeping up with our hair like y'all women do, but tú sabes que, let me stay out of this. So as you see, my guy got these candy curls looking like, Annie from, what's that one movie where she's singing It's a Hard Knock Life? It's like that. And so weeks later, my guy Drew sends me this picture. So I'm like, yo, let's run it back. What I ended up doing was crocheting. Let me tell you, this night that I chose to get into crocheting was ridiculously long. Fast forward, Tawanda walked in, and luckily she was willing to help me out, because at the same time she wanted to get a haircut. She wanted that nape area nice and faded out and fresh, and I was like, all right, Tawanda, go ahead, handle this part of the service for me, and I'm gonna handle this other part of the service. So that's what I did. But before I got started, I said, look, miraps, this needle's different. This is not that wooden handle needle. This is not the double or the triple type of needle that you mess around with. I gave her the heads up. I don't even want to say directions, because when you're a newbie and you're talking to the OG doesn't really want to listen to the newbie. I get it. I've been there. I think OG or not, you should listen.
So you did one step first on all of them, and then went,
Yeah.
shit.
What happened? You got this?
this. Hold that in. Let me see where. Wait, no, don't pull it. Mother. Is that my damn meat? I don't cuss like this at all. Oh, oh my God. Lord, forgive me for saying the MF word over and over and over again, because I don't say those things.
Yo.
Okay, proceed with my hair.
Well, I'll tell you, Drew's locks have gone on a journey of pain and straight laughter. You know how people say, you know, it's about the journey and everything that comes with it, the experience and everything. I've been around this guy's whole journey, and to see some of this footage is just hilarious. Obviously, him going a long time without doing his locks, you know, that sucks. But everybody goes through a moment where they don't take care of certain things, whether it be with the freaking doctor, their car, the oil hasn't been changed. We all go through some sort of neglect. So, and I ain't worried. Look, Drew's gonna be fine. Drew's gonna be fine. As a matter of fact, he just hit me up recently and he wants to get his hair colored. I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know. What do y'all think? Matter of fact, if you want me to do it, make sure you hit the like button. But if y'all don't want it, I ain't gonna do it. Nope. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna go ahead, finish this service, put them under the dryer, and then show y'all the end. And this is the end. This is how it's looking. Oh, I didn't really cover too much of the, as a matter of fact, no details in regards to what I like to do or when I like to line them up. Basically, I line them up at the end. But, you know, we already reached the end of this video, so. You're probably, this don't know what he's talking about. Who is he to tell me? I've been in this game for shit. How many years?
Oh no. Look, but I was saying that.